what am I missing? What am I missing about everything that I loved about why I started this career? And honestly, I'm missing the people, the connection. I'm missing not having to wear a mask every day. I'm missing making memories. I'm missing the people that come to my restaurant and many other restaurants I go to on a daily basis or a weekly basis to get my coffee or to just say hi to a local operator that I like, to shoot the shit about life and about business and about the fun stuff and the not so fun stuff. I miss all of it. And the big reason I got into this was I loved making memories for people. I loved connecting to people. I loved entertaining them through my food, through the live musicians that play with us, through my quirky and interesting staff that gravitates to my particular business because my husband and I are quirky and interesting artists. And I miss the high, fast-paced life that I became used to over the past 30 years. And being away from all that and being thrown into all of this legislation and money and grants and loans and PPP and EIDL and EDA and trying to sort through it all and then realizing at the end of the day, it's not working. None of it is working for me and my type of business. Maybe it's working for a bigger business, a chain business, a business that can keep people employed through all of this. But the independent operators who depend on people sitting in their buildings or their patios, enjoying a couple hours of an escape from their day-to-day life or celebrating something wonderful that's happening in their day-to-day life, or just honestly wanting a moment with someone they love, or maybe even not with somebody they know, just connecting and feeling. That's what I do. And to do that and go on with that after all of this is not coming through the solutions that are thrown at me or many others like me. The Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, is one of the big misnomers of what's happening in the relief efforts for hospitality. So this program is intended to put people back to work, which obviously I'm in the restaurant business. I want people back to work. It takes a lot of people to put a plate of food on a table for a guest. This is not a low people industry. We need lots of people to do the work and lots of people to consume the work. That's how it works. So there is no one in hospitality who doesn't need or want their people back to work. We can't do this from home. We can't pay people to sit home and do anything. They can't prepare food at home. They can't create memories at home for our guests. Maybe they could do some marketing, but what are we marketing? We don't know when we're opening. So we're in a conundrum here. We're offered these programs that we can apply for. Some of us are getting them and some of us are not. Then when we get them, what do we do with them? If we take the PPP and we don't put the people back to work, we have to pay it back. So how are you going to pay back all this money that you're basically borrowing at a very low interest? That's nice, but for a very short period of time. You don't know when you're going to reopen. You don't know how many guests you're going to be allowed to allow in your establishment or how you're going to be able to run your business like you did before. We're at the Jersey Shore. We're reopening in the middle of the season. We've already lost half of our revenue for the year. We don't make our revenue every day all year long. We make it in a very short pocket window of massive amounts of business that start generally in April, ramp up, and then start to wean down in September. If we don't get open till June, we've lost a third, maybe 50% of our revenue and momentum. So this program, we can borrow all this money. We're not going to be able to pay it back. We're going to be in default. Or can we talk about what to do with the program? Can the government talk about changing this program or creating a different program or taking the program that exists and changing the rules? I know from Sandy, of which I was severely hit physically, mentally, and financially. We had 2 little kids. Both of our restaurants were totally out of business for 7 months. It took $1 million to get back on our feet in aid that we borrowed from the government and that we are still continuing to pay back. When we finally did get open, we saw major losses in one of our locations due to where it was located and major increases in the other one. We couldn't have even imagined how that would play out or what the result would be. But we borrowed the money, we got back on our feet. Here we are again. No money to borrow, the promise of giving us money that we won't have to pay back, but the rules to use it are never going to work for me or many like me. It's not just about employees. Yes, it is. At the end of the day, it is, but not just about mine. We've got the employees of my vendors, the employees of my small cleaning crew or my exterminator, or the guy who comes and is doing it on his own right now to take care of my fish so they don't die. I have an anemone that's as big as a basketball that has been growing since we put him in there right after Sandy. And my fish guy doesn't want to let him die, so he comes every week to take care of him. This is true commitment to the tentacles of our business. So if we put our people back to work and we keep them at home because they can't do anything because we're not open, and it's not safe for 50 people to come back to work for me in a building with no people in it. So I keep them at home, then I reopen. I've deferred my rents, my loans, my insurance, my car payment, my kids' school and camp payments, my credit card payments, my vendor bills, my taxes, my utilities, and on and on and on. I've deferred all this. I reopen, everybody wants to get paid. But I'm a corporate officer of my business, so I don't get unemployment. I don't get relief. I have no income. I'm out of work. I'm going to reopen with nothing in the bank, no money to give anybody, and no customers to rapidly increase my bank account. We're going to cut our business probably in half due to social distancing and restrictions on the business, which honestly we need to do to keep people safe. But how am I going to continue to open the doors with no revenue sitting anywhere to help me? And there are many, many people, not just in the restaurant industry, small retailers, clothing stores, bookstores, neighborhood people, my cleaning people who can't clean houses anymore. Like, there's tons of different scenarios out there. I'm not the only one. I'm just talking about it because it needs to be said and many people need to say it. We have a huge challenge to get our economy back. We started on a mission to do that, both locally and federally, and I applaud the world, the American world, the business community for putting hospitality at the table. We've never been at the table like this before. We've never had a voice like this. I am excited for the future of our voice being included in conversations about legislation that affects us. That is a wonderful thing that is coming out of this. Now, how can we use that voice and use our partners, both locally and federally, to talk about what isn't working about this and how we can change it? Because if we don't, you are going to lose those community people that get you your coffee and make you feel safe and put a smile on your face or a great book in your hand or a wonderful dinner on your table. You're going to lose that bartender and server who are dying to get back to work, dying to make you a cocktail or just a hello, dying to hug you, virtually or otherwise. But just as much as people want to be at work, people want to come to these places. And we all want to be able to get back to the community that we live and work in. Safely, for sure, but realistically, with money in our pocket. Money to do this. Money to continue not knowing what the next year of business is going to look like. How can we jumpstart that support and keep it ongoing for a period of time so that operators in any kind of business can feel safe and feel like somebody's got their back? I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. For many moments over the past couple years, I've thought I might because the struggles were hard, but this struggle is making me realize how good I had it, how wonderful it felt for me to go to my business and make people happy. It's going to change the way I do business for sure. It's also going to change the expectations I have for myself, my staff, and my community that rallies around me. It's going to change the way I purchase and the people I'm willing to do business with going forward. Definitely, all that's going to change. But it's only going to change if I have the opportunity to do it again. And there's many like me who need to be out there doing it again. There's some great people in this industry doing great things. And most of all, they do the work of keeping communities together. So please share this, make your own, everybody start talking. This PPP and these other grant/loans that are coming from the SBA and the EDAs, they need to change. They need to be quicker and more thought out. We have to be able to get back to work, and we've got to be able to do it in a safe, well-executed, and long-winded way. So please take care of yourself, take care of your community, talk about how to boost your immune system and get out there and be healthy, because when you get back to work, you're going to need to. Get on the horn about testing and antibodies and getting us all back to work, but also about how we can do it with the funds we need to make it happen in a very well executed way. So have a great day. Be awesome. Be strong. Be hopeful and fight. Namaste. Mahalo. So what happens when you water the leaves of a tree and you forget to water the roots and the trunk? Well, the leaves die, the whole friggin' tree dies. It's the same with the business. If you don't take care of the leadership of the owners, of the operators, of the corporate officers, the employees cannot thrive. We need strong businesses coming back, not tentacles and leaves and flowers that are caressed and smoke and mirrored in the media. We need the trunks, the roots of our community to thrive so all of these people can have a long-winded chance at recovery. So water your trees from the roots, not the leaves.